Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled night of 10 Dead Rats, an old-school D&D and Warhammer Fantasy mashup. Thank you for joining us tonight. As you can see, our guest, Andy, has completed her run with us. We thank her very much for joining us. I have a few announcements to make tonight. I'll try to go through them quickly. One of them is, of course, future guests. We do actually have on the books another guest to come in fairly soon, possibly as early as next week. We'll see how things progress. So that should be good.
Very exciting.
I'd like to announce in general the Wandering DM's Patreon has been adding a whole bunch of benefits. So if any of our viewers are not aware, we have a whole bunch of new benefits, including access to our private Discord, which all of the 10 Dead Rats cast is on. Can't guarantee how frequently they are there, but they are there. So you could potentially interact with 10 Dead Rats cast on our Patreon.
That's an unincentive. That's
on our Discord event. Yes.
In real life.
Yes.
There's a separate tier. If you get to the higher tier, we won't talk to you on Discord, even though we're all on there.
At the highest level, you get into the channels that the cast are specifically prohibited from entering. Yeah. It is worth noting we are using the Discord for a couple of different things beyond just chatting with our cast and members of the channel. We are going to be using it for recruiting for special events. So for those of you who saw the Cheat Your Own Adventure game that we played recently, like those kinds of things in general, we will recruit from our patrons for such. Also, we will be doing live views of the Big Bad when it comes out. And if you're not aware of what the Big Bad is, please check out wanderingdms.com for our upcoming competitive D&D tournament show, The Big Bad. We also have merch now. WanderingDMs.com, there's a store button. You can buy some merch. You can, and in fact, our patrons at our various levels get discounts at our merch store. So you too can have some nice Big Bad or, turning around here, Wandering DMs merch.
Wow. I'm going to it right now.
There you go.
I want to make it clear to the audience, Paul always has 2 mugs on stream.
Yeah,
He always has
2 mugs. So it's the same mug, in fact. Actually, it's just the other side.
Oh,
ruining the illusion.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. There are also shirts and stickers available. Finally, on a personal note, I have recently published a new D&D adventure for 5th edition and old school OSR versions available called Mirror Mirror. That's available on DriveThruRPG, and I'm currently on Twitter holding a giveaway for a free copy. So if you're interested in that, check out my Twitter at Paul's Game Blog, and join in the drawing for a free copy of Mirror Mirror. Okay, I think I'm done shilling. Anybody else got anything else they want me to promote? There's a great board game called Ogre. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was wearing that shirt. Okay. That's all. Believe it or not, that's all I have for announcements this evening. So thank you for putting up with all that. And let's get into tonight's game of 10 Dead Rats.
one much better.
Yeah.
I guess we usually hear that one.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Last week on 10 Dead Rats, we finished up the party's dinner with Orlok. Things did not quite go as expected. We began with the party expecting to sneak up on Orlok and kill him. Unfortunately, they walked in on Orlok in the process of being robbed by one Ernst Heidelman. And the party then found themselves... That's right, Ernst Heidelman. The party was unsure of how to proceed. There was some moments there of which side of this fight should we join. They did eventually decide to side with Orlok. Though Quinn did give a shot. He managed to shoot her pistol straight at Orlok, wounding him. The fight progressed out the window, down the side of the house, and across the grounds to the coach house. And the party, at that point, decided it was time that they leave. That they had seen quite enough of this. At that point, the fight had dwindled down to just Orlok versus Ernst, and the party quickly scampered out onto the street, where they were horrified to discover, just a block away from the estate, plummeting from the sky, the body of Ernst Heidelman, landing with a sickening thud at their very feet. Perhaps a message from their friend, Count Orlok. The group then retreated back to the inn, and thought better of it and decided maybe they needed some proof that Heidelman was dead, because they remembered a certain Kislevite crime family who had insisted on the death of Heidelman, and since he was dead anyway, they might as well take credit. So some scavengers were returned to the street to gain a trophy. And finally, as dawn broke, the party returned to the inn, where they collapsed in exhaustion.
I think since he was dead anyway is a really good descriptor of just what this game has been, right? Like, he's dead, already dead. We might as well ... That's 10 dead rats.
It's good. It's a good subtitle for 10 dead rats. He's dead anyway. Oh dear. So I will say early afternoon, perhaps, when finally the group rouses themselves from much needed rest after a very long night. Rouses themselves at the inn and perhaps decides what the heck they're gonna do, because I have no idea.
Yeah. So that party did not go well. I'm just gonna think we can agree.
I think it could have gone worse.
Yeah,
I did ruin my dress. Yeah. Another dress in the gutter. Orlok still alive. Not perfect. Yeah. We didn't get turned into cool vampires. I mean, that's really a good thing. We didn't get turned into cool vampires.
Oh. I don't really think that was an option that was really going to happen that evening. Really. At least not for you.
It seemed like it was kind of on the table.
It wasn't.
Yeffy didn't have to have sex with Orlok.
That was a good check. That.
Some positives.
Yeah, but someone kept on trying to get me to do that, which was weird.
Yeah, who was that? Quinn? Yeah, she seemed a little weird. I'm glad that she was good for a fun time briefly, but I'm glad we're it's the core group again here.
Uh-huh.
Plus her entitlement hand.
She gave those keys back, right?
What?
She gave those keys back, right?
Keys to what?
Gosh, there's other people in the inn earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, it's late. It's about lunchtime. The lunch crowd is gathering at the inn. It's getting a little crowded.
How did we stay at this kid-friendly inn?
Yeah, we got the keys back. I have mine. Indigo quickly slaps all of his pockets in a rush.
Yeah, looking over your...
Oh, the orb. Yeah.
Looking over your gear, you do find the 2 orbs.
Dagmar's balls. Right.
That's right. One of them's a little janky. As you take them out and look at them, you realize one of them's a little, like, the parts are a little looser than they had been. It clatters a little more.
She didn't put it back together correctly. That's right.
Well,
She's
hopefully
gonna
that
fail
doesn't
that
come back to bite us. Yeah.
Oh man. So,
just to like assess. So like way back when, 200 years ago, Dagmar and Orlok tried to get the third key, which they think seems to be the spit from chaos that fell down from the sky.
I think 200 years ago, Dagmar found the spit from the sky spit, and hid it and locked it away with these keys.
Did he? Okay, so here's my... Because the sky, if he had the sky spit, he would have brought chaos on the world, right? Like, that was the point of the thing.
Yeah.
So, I mention this because we have a map, we have Dagmar's map, that looks like it shows us where he and Orlok might have gone, thinking that the thing had fallen. Which we don't want to go to if we think they already had it, but if we think that Dagmar and Orlok failed to get it, maybe we do want to go there. Especially if Atelka is also going there, who seems to have something to do with fake indigo. It's all coming together. It's all the loose threads.
I should pop in here and remind you, because I forgot to include this in my summary of the last session, that you did find on the corpse of Heidelman some papers that he had shoved into his doublet, which included an old letter from Dagmar to Count Orlok.
Let me double check that too.
Which you should have in amongst your things.
Right.
Letter from Dag Orlok.
I'm track the motions of Morsleib. Right. Because this letter seems to imply the map that we found that's all scratched up was Dagmar's map where he was tracking Morsleib's movements.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah,
that's a good question. If Dagmar got the thing, got this sky stone or the spit, Morsleib spit, why would he not have used it to do whatever nefarious deeds he was intending?
Yeah.
well, maybe the chaos stuff causes mutants, and if he was friends with Orlok totally hates mutants, so why would he want to do that? You know, that's kind of weird. Or maybe you had to wait until like the moon's green and weird looking or something, and don't those occult types like to wait till things are just right before they like spring a trap or do some kind of incantation in the dark with blood and stuff?
That's true.
That was just the one cult.
Oh.
I think that's just a cult thing. I think just cults do that.
Oh, that makes sense.
See, Dagmar thought he was going to be the most powerful wizard in the Empire. Maybe he messed it up.
Maybe someone stole his balls.
Maybe someone stole his balls. It seems like Orlok stole one of his balls. And Yeffy stole the other one.
Yeah.
Which is suspicious, again. Yeffy.
Yeah, you're not 200 years old, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going back home to ask the dwarves where they got this ball from. I am not doing that. That is not on the table.
That's a long trip.
Well, we could ask the dwarves in Grissenwald about it, because they might know, because they might be connected to the same engineering guild. So they might know without knowing any of my relatives, which might be a good idea. Or we can go check out where Yeah, Grissenwald, you know that place. Let me say in the right place. They make up a place, like you did with the wine.
No, Grissenwald. It's a good place to go, I think.
I just had a thought.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, the other option, is maybe we do go check out that map to see where he went, because maybe, if that lady and who's cousin of Orlok's girlfriend,
Telka.
yeah, wanted this information so bad, and she clearly wants to go there, probably to get the balls.
Yeah.
Or to something, right?
Did Orlock
half
say
Orlock
she
about the
was
balls.
going there? Sorry, say it again.
When I came over to talk to Orlock, and seduce him, that woman was talking to him, and she was talking to him about the balls, and he was like, "Oh, there's Yeti. Yeah, he was talking to me about the balls too. Everyone seems to want to have the balls. Don't make fun of me, other tavern workers. You don't know." Yeah, like everyone hurt me.
Nice impression. Nice Orlock. That was spot on.
Yeah. Especially when he calls me dear lady wife. It's weird.
Oh.
So my thought is, we have 2 of Dagmar's balls. Atelka wants all of Dagmar's balls to get into Dagmar's secret ball.
Right.
Why do we need to go and get the 3rd ball when she wants the balls that we have? She's going to go through the one for us. She goes and gets the 3rd.
Ball?
I think she's going to get one.
Oh my god.
And then she just delivers it to us. And then, he says, "Oh, I want the 2 balls you have." And we go, "No, we want the 1 ball you have." And then we do that thing, right, where we, rob her and take the ball that she has. And then we get the treasure that's in the ball.
Now that's a good... One minor hang-up there is that she's a bazillion-year-old super powerful vampire, and she's going to want to kill us to get our balls. That's a positive, that's kind of... Orlock might have done both, so... Good. I think it's a good plan, though. It looks like you need to go into the Barren Hills, and we need some kind of lead vessel to carry a horrible, chaotic thing in, maybe, and I guess we're just touching these ones.
None of those spots on the map match up with where we found the other ball, right?
I think so. I'm having trouble comparing the defaced map with the regular map and figure out exactly where things are.
Would you like me to put the map up on screen, the real map, and go over where a few locations are with you guys?
Yeah.
Great, let's do that.
Sure.
So here is a map. Right now you are in Kemperbad, which we see at the top of this map, along the River Reik, as it leads up into the mountains towards Nuln, which we see down at the bottom of the map. The Kemperbad is at the confluence of the River Stir and the River Reik. As we follow the River Stir up to the north, we'll see it leads up into the Barren Hills, near the River Narn, the confluence of the Narn and the Stir. As we scroll over here to the left, we can see Castle Reikgard and eventually Altdorf. And somewhere between Altdorf and Reikgard, just right around that area, is where you discovered the signaling tower and the unusual, the second of Dagmar's balls.
Huh.
In fact, here, if I just do...
Okay.
I just open this. Maybe I can even get a thing that has that marked on it.
So I think the Dagmar's map marks where he thought the spit would fall, because the circled area, if we look, is basically in the Barren Hills general vicinity.
So do you think it's not Dagmar's balls that he fell from the sky? Something fell from the sky and it's locked up with the balls.
I think he created the balls as a key or something.
the thing that fell from the sky or whatever. That's what's in the light. That's what's in the structure with the dwarves right now. They have the 3 keys, and that's why she wants them. She doesn't know
that would
we
explain
have
why there was all sorts of evil undead. Maybe we don't want to open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if it's like a lot of gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Probably we need to check. It'd be irresponsible to just not open it if we happen to have all 3 keys. Not to see what it was.
Yeah.
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 She was asking Orlok if he had the balls or knew where the balls were. Do we think that she has one?
I think she was asking Orlok about where Dagmar was last.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I think maybe the last time Orlok heard of Dagmar was when he went into the Barren Hills. So maybe Dagmar went there and died. Maybe something killed him up there.
Then he never would have gotten back to place the thing in the ball chamber. The ball pit, I think, is...
True.
It seems to be on the ground, so yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Okay, so the other thing is what the frick was Ernst Heidelman doing there? Mutant scum, who I'm happy to have successfully taken care of. I've got the hand kind of mounted just in front of me on the breakfast table.
Oh,
a little spike for it, yeah.
I guess he was there to try to steal... He was trying to steal this letter, right? That's what he was stealing, was these notes in this letter from Dagmar to Orlok. To try to find where Dagmar...
Oh, put the spit.
The spit was. Yeah. Because
he's a horrible mutant. Right, he wants to make more mutants. Terrible, long-legged mutants.
Yeah.
No. Fortunately, halflings are immune to mutation. It's a fun fact. Another reason we're the superior. What?
I've seen some pretty tall halflings.
Those are just dwarfs. Yeffie's not a tall halfling. She's an entirely unique... Or very short people.
We're both short.
It's relative.
Yeah. Well, it is relative. I'm
compared
hungry.
to a mouse.
Sausages. You can come back. I'll bring the sausages, and then you, by that point, will figure out where we want to go, right?
Yeah, definitely. We seem well on the way to making a decision.
Yeah. I think what we need to decide is, what are we doing with Orlok? Are we just...
What are we doing?
Are we going to try to just... him?
It seems like, let me just pose this again. We let him turn us into vampires so that we have similar vampiric powers as him, and we can duke it out, you know? Mono-y or vampo-y vampo, you know? No worrying about getting your blood sucked when you are the bloodsucker.
Once we're vampires, we're not going to want to fight Orlok, because we'll be vampires.
It doesn't change your personality.
It turns you into a chaotic creature of chaos.
Not like
Do
a
you
mutant,
want to
though.
talk to Orlok and try to get more information from him on...
Seems like that's kind of up your alley here. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I burned some bridges there. I mean, I did stab him a couple times this time.
That was an honest mistake. It seemed it was pretty chaotic in there. Ernst Heidelman, he was there.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
He did say he would talk to me about it afterwards, and I said, "Yep, but I'll be gone, so we won't." That was what I said, and yeah, he said that's what happened, and you're gonna make me go back on that plan. Right.
Yeah.
So it is possible there are now 2 super powerful ancient vampires who want to kill us. One for our balls, and one because Yeffie scorned and then stabbed him.
Listen, she doesn't necessarily know that we are involved yet. I mean, she might bite this evening, but not yet. Okay, so here's my suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, well, tonight. Here's my suggestion. First things off the bat, we got to mail that hand off to Frank. Right? Just get that out of the way. Because you have a time limit, right? Yeah. So you mail that with a nice letter. Oh, hand gone. I think there is.
To be fair, I didn't remember a lot of the details, so I'll take your word for it.
Mail the hand off.
Okay.
Then we have some options on the table. We can try to figure out where this lady vampire has gone to and track her and trail her tail and see what she's up to. We can go to Grissenwald, get some sausages, talk to some dwarves about where they got the key or what they know about it and what those guys did. I know you like that plan because you think something else is going to happen, but you're stupid. And then the third option is, of course, to go and talk to Orlok and get information from him, and I will avoid that situation. But I'll most likely go if you think it's a smart plan because you can read.
That's actually sort of a mechanical. Everybody could read. It's kind of. It's not really a sign of intelligence. It's not like doctoring, you know. Puzzle solving. Anyway, it seems important that we not be in Kemperbad by this evening, in case there are, in fact, in this town, both vampires who want to kill us.
Yeah, I like all of the other plans besides trying to get Orlok to help us. I really would rather not. I want to distance myself from Orlok as much as possible. If I could kill him, that would be the best amount of distance. But
we should maybe let him cool off a little bit first.
He can't throw a dead body at us.
He did throw it. He might have been trying to help us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite dramatic.
So
nothing says quick like that.
Well, he's a vampire. Maybe it might be a traditional. Anyway, I'll go package up. I'll go package up the hand in a nice box. See if I can stick it in a pickle jar or something here. Send it back to Frank, and then let's go to Grissenwald. Quick trip to Grissenwald. Find out about the balls. You know, talk to Esmeralda if she's there. Find out why she hasn't responded to my letter yet or anything. And then
sell paper.
Oh, sell the paper. Well, you have to go to Null for the paper. But.
You gotta go to Null, but there is also the chance we meet some dwarves and they know nothing about the ball.
That's true, but it does give time for Orlok to forget that you stabbed him, and potentially for Atelka to find the third ball and bring it to us, as Indigo so generously put.
Yeah, she's probably not going to come and try to get it from us. She's probably going to send other people to come and get it from us, but I guess then we'll have to backtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole nother thing.
All right,
plus, she seems to have something to do with Caster Liberon.
We'll see.
What's that all about?
I don't know.
A suspiciously high number of people want to kill specifically Indigo.
Yeah. I haven't really gotten any returns from this either. I haven't gotten anything for being casters.
What? That's true. That's been a booby prize. I kind of wish we had never come across that cart.
All right. Seems to be a pretty big conspiracy. Oh yeah. Let's get going.
Yeah, we should talk to Sergei, right? I want to talk to Sergei before we leave.
Yeah, well, let's get Sergei to send off the hand.
Okay.
All right, so it sounds like you're heading out of the inn to cross the bridge to the south side of town to look up your good friend Sergei. Okay. So doesn't take long. Sergei, I'm sure, told you how to find him. You eventually track him down. Coming up one of the lifts on the south side of town with some kind of cargo. As he comes up with his helpers up the lift, as you are asking around for some folks about whether or not they had seen him, they point down the way, and you head over there. Again, I'll remind you, after a harrowing crossing of the bridge, which is, of course, never an enticing prospect. Eventually,
Wow.
though, you see Sergey coming up the lift, and you wave him down, and he comes on over. Ah, yes, hello, my friends. Is everything going successfully for your endeavors here in Kemperbad?
Ups and downs, Sergey. Ups and downs.
Yes, well, this is the best we can expect. Yes, I mean, no. Plan for the worst, expect the best. No, it's the other way around. Expect the plan for the. Wait a minute. How does it go again?
It's not that important. Could
Hope
you
for the best.
send something? Hope for the best.
Expect the worst.
Could you send something to Frank for us?
Probably. How big is something?
About this big.
Oh, sure. This is no problem.
Oh, great.
Not a problem. Yes. I can happily send something to my cousin.
It's a severed hand,
Great.
right? You know.
It is an actual hand.
Oh, this is not. This is the. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You're
Go ahead,
actually
hold on my thing. Zhunk. Yeah. Not mine, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is.
Go, there it is. Yeah.
Perhaps you put it in box. Perhaps in box or something. You write 4 franc on the outside or something.
Great.
Yes. Or
yeah.
or maybe not 4 franc. Maybe you just write Bobka on the outside, and we know what it is, and we make sure it gets to him.
What's babka?
Oh, it's delicious treats.
Oh,
Very
It's
nice.
just so soft.
because if somebody thinks
There's a
it's that and they open it, it's going to be a hand that's in a couple of days really gone.
Okay, maybe you write beets. You write something, something that it's not severed hand. Maybe not put severed hand. Maybe not put Frank or Sergey on either.
Okay.
This
All
is
right,
this
I'll
is
just put
plan.
it- yeah.
This is plan.
All
You put in box. I will bring it to him. He knows. He expects.
You should write a note, I think, Bruno.
I'll leave it.
Yes, a note. A note is good idea. But maybe again, you not write Frank or Sergey anywhere in this note.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just say it's
Okay.
from Indigo Halberstein and Co.
No,
Yeah,
what?
perfect. Okay.
Oh. I don't know. Say something cool, like Ernst Teidelman sends his regards, and then like BF.
Ah, yes, initials is always good idea. Initials maybe makes it a little more vague, Always
Yeah.
good,
Do
always
something
good plan.
like, my dear sister Helga, here's the delicious cake pastry that we promised you. Unfortunately, Hurst could not come to eat the cake that we so deliciously served up for him, but fortunately, you may have now a piece of that cake that was once promised.
Ah.
It's also pretty
You know what would be
cool.
cool is if I bake a cake and I put the hand in it.
No, that's a ruined cake.
I think you get Miss Dorf here to do this. You write note. Yes. You dictate note. He points to Bruno. You write, and he points to Effie. You dictate. Yes. Yes. That is best plan, I think. Each with our own talents.
Yeah, great. Okay, all right. I'll get a box and write a note, and it'll be vague, and I won't put Frank or Sergey on it.
Good. This is good plan.
Good,
I
all right.
will send to him with next payment. Not a problem.
Great.
Great.
And,
Patches needs to go out.
A group might be asking around for us in the near future, looking for certain objects that we have on our person that complete a set that they need. If you hear that, could you drop us a line?
Yes, I can do this. This is very mysterious. Is this a something you are hoping to sell, or something you are hoping to they not know you have, or what?
Well, it's a set of objects, and we have 2, and someone has the 3rd, and we
see.
both parties would like to complete the set.
I see. Yes. Okay. So if someone asks, "Hey, have you heard of the 3 things of which we only have the 1?" I say, "No idea what talking about," or I say, "Oh yes, I know some peoples. You wait and I get them."
That second one, I think.
The second one, okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You got it.
Great.
Thanks, Sergen.
You guys are so helpful.
Yeah.
All right.
All you had to do was deal with your entitlement, right, Bruno?
He is dealt with. In fact, I think I've dealt with him in 5 different ways. Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
That way. You should be just branding that in the middle of the street.
Well, no, I've got it up my sleeve so it looks like my hand. It's a little joke, you know. Like I got one big hand and one little one.
Call you Big Hand Bruno.
All right. I'm gonna go find a box and a pickle jar and a note.
Excellent. You head into town. These are fairly ordinary items, not difficult to find. You buy some pickles. You maybe eat the pickles.
Nice.
you put the hand in the pickle jar. You put it in a
Yes.
box. You write a note.
Yes.
Excellent. At some point, Max, please send me what you want to include in that note.
I feel like I've written a lot of secondary material. It has all better come around back onto the stream at some point. But yes, I will do that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I mean, you can coordinate with the others if you want. It doesn't have to be a one-man job, but I would like the artifact just in case.
Jeez. All right, let's get out of town, right? Let's get out of here.
Okay, so you've wrapped
so.
up your business by late afternoon. Evening is coming. It's starting to become around supper time. You are perhaps gathered back after attending all your chores at the inn to eat some supper and discuss what is next.
Yeah.
So, Grissenwald? Or do we actually want to go to the Barren Hills? Unfortunately, those are in 2 different directions.
Yeah.
From here, so we do have the option. Right? Is that right? We're currently on the confluence of the Stir and the Reik?
That is correct. I'll just pull up the map again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So, yes, indeed, you are at Kemperbad, which is the confluence of the Stir and the Reik. You can see Grissenwald is due south, further up the Reik. The Barren Hills, along the River Stir, up the Narn, towards the Barren Hills. Definitely opposite directions.
I mean, to go into the hills, we'd just be wandering around. Like,
We can ask at there are small towns along the way, right? We can go to.
yeah.
She wouldn't have just wandered in. We can go to like Unterholm or Unterbaum, and I'm sure there are smaller towns around, and we could see if anyone recognizes the party.
That's true. I'm down for either of these directions.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
feeling.
what do you think?
I think that we have a boat full of paper and a lady who's going to be pretty mad if we tell her we're not taking the paper the way we're supposed to be taking the paper. Or we can
That's
take her
fair.
off the boat. You know. But, I mean, I don't know anything about Barren Hills. We at least have 2 different groups we could talk about in Grissenwald. We know people there.
To be
That's
clear,
true.
boatful is a bit of an exaggeration.
Oh, yeah, we have great.
You have one.
Great then.
Yeah. We have one very valuable crate. It's
I could, talk to her and see what things are in the Barren Hills, because that sounds like a very plentiful place. Them probably full of trading goods, which we could talk to her about.
that's true.
Oh my God, Pat.
Okay.
Come on.
I mean, yeah, I like going to Grissenwald.
There's a moment there as you're assembling your things to send to Sergey where perhaps Patches makes off briefly with something Patches shouldn't have. Bruno goes chasing after Patches. Give me that.
All right, it's fine.
Back
Dunk
in the
all the
jar.
fingers. Yeah, hand goes back in the jar. Dunk the fingers in there. Whatever, doesn't matter. All right. Oh man.
Okay, so it sounds like we might go
One
to
hand
Grissenwald.
slightly used. Okay.
All right,
I'm fine with
Alright.
that. Cool.
Who?
what is your plan? What are you doing?
We first light, hop on the boat, get back to head to Grissenwald and Nuln, ultimately.
Okay. Up the right. Very good. Very good.
So, I have
Oh
two
my
other things I
gosh.
want to do tonight. What?
We're gonna be passing right by Castle Wittgenstein.
What?
Yeah. What is that?
That's
Well,
the name
Patches.
of the people that are trying to kill us. The
What?
Telka person
Oh, Maria
is looking for
von
Dagmar von
Wittgenstein.
Wittgenstein.
Wow. Man, I have a lot of trouble with these human names. Jeez, it all sounds the same, you know? It's just like,
Dude, they all just sound like
Yeah.
sausage food. Delicious.
yeah, right?
There's a
different
third
types
ball.
of delicious sausages. Wow.
I know.
If there's
Oh.
any information about a third ball, it's gonna be there, right?
You want us to go
Alka
there?
would probably have gone there. We're gonna have to stop anyway. Okay. Wow. Well spotted.
Is that a mistake? Is this a bad idea?
No idea is a bad idea.
We know someone right here who could tell us what that castle's all about.
I don't
Do
think
we?
Orlok's in town anymore.
Oh, good. Usually where
Is
he's
he?
watching us.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, now
Yeah.
I'm worried about it. Yeah.
All right, let's just scope it out as we will go past on the river, and if it looks like we could maybe get some information there, we stop, and if not, we just skip it because it could be dangerous.
Yeah, we'll just stare at it as
Okay.
it go by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give it a
Yeah.
give it a stink eye. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I get excited whenever I
Wittgenstein.
recognize names. It's just
I would too if that ever occurred. Yeah. I would find that quite exciting.
Great
I
feeling.
can only
Bruno.
imagine.
All right.
Oh man.
So, having poured over your maps and your letters and late into the night, you stay one last night here in Kemperbad, and then set out at first light to.
Oh. So during the night, I just want to real quick drop a note to Sighilda at the Temple of Sigmar. I'll leave it with who's ever there, saying
Okay.
that the plan didn't go as planned, and there might be more chaos in town, but I have to go.
Okay.
Okay. You leave a note with an echo at the Temple of Sigmar. Do you leave any indication of your name or where you're going or where someone can get in touch with you?
I'll say that that we'll be in Grissenwald, or that's where we're heading. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Okay, so you leave such a note. Not a problem. The next morning, you so again, your hours are slightly off, but you manage to force yourselves up in the early dawn, first light, to head on over to it's not called the Bell anymore. What have you renamed your boat with your ship there? It's
Is it called the
Seabird?
Seabird?
the Seabird.
The Seabird. That's a boring name. We gotta rebrand for a third time.
It was for Triviano.
Yeah.
You ding.
Why don't we call it the Trebbiano?
Because that's how you look like cheese.
Has human names, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Cheese or sausage with these people.
All right. You board the ship. Renat is pleased to see you. Good. You're back. We are setting out. Well,
Yeah.
where are we going to now this time?
Grissenwald?
Grissenwald, excellent. Yes.
Yeah.
And then eventually on to Nuln? To sell the paper.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Nothing's going to stand in the way
Nothing will delay
of that.
Yeah.
No
We might get
delays.
When
Yeah.
Gonna keep going. Straight there. No stop.
Okay.
No stop. All right.
You board the ship and begin your journey. Okay. The weather remains fair. The way easygoing on the first day up the river. You pass. You can see that along the side, along the eastern side, the eastern shore of the Reik, there is a fairly wide path that follows along the side of the river. About towards late afternoon, you see the signs of a coaching inn along the road there. You realize you could stop if you wanted to. It's still early. There's still light. It is getting towards summer at this point, so the days are growing longer. You could push on, and Renat says, "Oh, well, if we push on, then we will probably have to anchor along, perhaps in the middle of the river for the evening and stay aboard boat. Or you could stay at the inn."
I gotta be honest, our success rate with staying at inns alongside rivers has been very low. So maybe we want to just push on.
Very good. So you push on, continuing up the river. Let's see how Renat does. Renat seems fairly skilled at handling the boat. She quickly falls into her pattern of directing the three of you to various degrees of success to help in the keeping of the boat. She does actually start to grumble, though, a little bit about wanting some proper a second proper sailor might be helpful if we are going to keep sailing the rivers. Someone who knows what they're doing with a piece of rope. She seems to be staring right at Bruno for some reason. Possibly unrelated.
Just completely wrapped in a coil of rope.
Bruno, what's your favorite dish to eat? You like cakes?
Okay, I'm not much of a sweet tooth. I like nice, well-seasoned ratatouille is quite good.
Ratatouille. You like the vegetables? You know what? When we get to Grissenwald, we'll treat you to a great old big dish of that wonderful zucchini and squash and tomatoes for you. You know, and make you feel a lot better. Seeing how you've been working so hard on this ship, and you know it's just so hard, and we just appreciate everything that you do.
Oh, well,
there are rats on the ship, if that's what she's interested in.
It's not the rats. It's a dish with vegetables.
You wouldn't call it ratatouille if it didn't have rats in it. Come on.
Yeah. Aren't you like a food connoisseur? I'm just saying.
You know.
More of a food consumer.
Is that not the right word?
Aggressive.
Yeah. A connoisseur implies that there are some foods that he doesn't like.
Just munching on another clove of garlic.
Yeffy, roll me a fellowship test, Yeffy.
Yeah. Use my suave. Let's see. 16.
Excellent. All right. You start discussing the foods and how nice the fare is going to be in Grissenwald, and while doing so, kind of gently lead Renat away from the mess that Bruno has made, and she seems placated. You eventually it does get dark, such that Renat suggests tossing the anchor over in the middle of the river, and she hangs lanterns stern and aft, so that other boats, if there are any boats traveling at night, that you'll be seen and no collisions will happen. And you bed down for the night along the Reik.
Maybe we do need another
Where there's
sailor.
no death.
Where there's no death. No death around here.
Yep.
I don't want to have to manage a bunch of employees. Then we're going to need a freaking HR department. You know? Real.
On your second day of travel up the Reik, the weather begins to turn a little bit for the worse. The sky becomes gray and overcast and constantly threatening of rain. As you look further upriver, you can see dark clouds blotching out the sky. You become concerned. The wind moves about in unusual ways, such that it causes Renat some difficulty. But again, she handles the boat as best she can, and directing those of you who are willing to help as possible. As late in the morning, you start to pass. You can see a small village on the west side of the river, and at the village, the cluster of houses seems to be just overseen by these giant looming cliffs, at the top of which you can see the silhouette of multiple spires of a dark, brooding-looking castle. It casts its shadow onto the waters below in a fairly nefarious and ill-boding way.
Oh.
Looks good.
I think we found Castle von Wittgenstein.
You can see you can see, sort of pulling away from the docks at the village on the west side, a small riverboat, smaller even than your own, starting to pull away and head upriver in your direction. Or sorry, downriver in your direction. You're going upriver.
Okay.
Renat looks at you and says, "What should I do?"
What time of day is it?
It's mid-morning. You've only been sailing for about 2 hours this morning before this happens.
And the storm is rolling up to us.
It still seems fairly distant. It looks like you're headed in that direction. But the sky is overcast, and every now and then a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of moisture is in the air. So it's not pleasant.
What do you think, Renat? Can we weather this storm, or should
I'm not
we
worried
go
about
to...
the weather. Do you want me to go towards the village? Do you want me to intercept this boat, or should we just veer towards the eastern bank and give it all a wide berth?
Are we gonna go to the evil castle?
This place seems really evil. This place seems
Why
bad.
build it up there? Right.
I don't know.
Dagmar's balls.
They could be there. Yeah, we could find out a lot of more information about them and where Dagmar went from here. I don't think we should intercept that boat. We're not pirates. We're not. Why would we want to?
Well, actually, now that you mention it,
maybe we can come back to the castle if we find some more information in Grissenwald. I really don't want to stop here. Look at that. Just look at it.
It's just every time we look over, there's a thunder strike. Or lightning up.
Someone screams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of place you need, like a magical whip and a a weird like holy symbol or something, and there's some kind of cool music that plays behind you. And that's just not. We're not equipped for that.
We need some kind of adventuring party.
I agree.
So you want me to stay towards the east then and give it all a wide berth? Yes, all right.
Yeah, just give it a distance
Yeah.
from that. That's
Okay.
we're not there yet.
Okay. So your boat veers towards the eastern shore, closer to the road, which you notice curiously actually. Now it strikes you that the road is on the opposite bank from this village and ends the castle. But you stay towards the side with the road. You notice the other boat kind of drifts into the center of the river and starts going downstream and quickly passes you by. And your boat pushes past the dark shadows of the spires of the castle.
Can I see anything that's on the boat that passes by us?
There's some people. You see some people like doing kind of sailorly things.
Okay, all right.
Do they look squeamish?
Sorry, do they look squeamish? You don't. In fact, you give them a you just barely see the shapes of them moving around because you give them such a wide berth because you stay so far to the east side of the river, which is reasonably wide here. Okay, so you pass on. You continue.
Even the road doesn't want to go there.
Even the
continue upriver. Do you, in general, intend to always kind of stay on the boat? You just anchor in the middle of the river and avoid coaching inns and small settlements until you reach Grissenwald? Is that your overall plan?
I think so.
like we're not
right?
going to be annoyed. Okay. Yeah.
No, it sounds like we're gonna just go straight on, right?
Okay.
I mean, I
Okay.
don't think she's gonna get annoyed. I think she's been annoyed that we have been stopping all this time and getting off the boat and milling about and
Okay.
ditch you people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
All right. So you continue to the south, generally staying on your boat and avoiding. You do pass a fair number of coaching inns. They're spaced out about once per day's ride along the road on the eastern bank. But I'm just gonna cruise through a couple of days here of travel. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so eventually it takes you about 4 days to make your way all the way upriver towards Grissenwald. Partway through your journey, the weather does turn quite bad. The storm catches up with you on the following night and into the next morning. After having passed the castle, you make very little progress that day. Although Renault does her best. It is also. There's also apparently in the night a new moon. So it's incredibly dark between the storm clouds and the lack of moonlight. It gets incredibly dark in the middle of the night.
These are good nights not to be in an evil castle.
So
What was that?
No, for some reason, when Paul said there's a new moon, I was like, how many freaking moons in this place have?
no.
Hey, right, oh, that's the third, yeah. Frederick, the third moon, yeah.
We don't talk about the third moon.
Yeah.
There's one for each ball. So
Dagmar's moons.
So, for those of you keeping track, it is now the 5th of Sigmarzeit. It is Ungastag. And it's getting very close to summer. You're past the springtime, and it is getting warm and sunny and long days.
Summer. And we're so close to the moot. If only you could see the moot in summer at the Fine Bottom household. There's pies, Fine Bottoms everywhere. all men,
more
fine-bottom
of you?
boys, just... No, we're a whole clan. My dad, my brothers, some uncles. We got a little Hobbit Hill, kind of outside of town. We don't really go into town much. Sort of outcast, really, for some reason, some sort of family history thing I don't really know anything about. But who needs it when you've got like 15 brothers? You don't really need any other townspeople.
I was
Kind of
about
town
to ask.
yourself.
I was about to ask. I mean, you said only men, but clearly someone had to be your mother. But then you said 15 brothers, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense now.
Why does that make sense?
She's a man.
Well, she wouldn't do that. I'm sure.
I know. Of course not. She wouldn't just. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Why would she? I mean, we thought there weren't any halfling women. That it was all men. But that apparently is not true, which is good news. But well, that implies. Well, what did happen to her? That's a good. Wow.
You never thought about this?
I have to stew on it for a while. It was just. Yeah, there were. It was us. It was the 16 fine-bottom boys. What more? Who's thinking about other people when there's 15 other freaking halflings running around? You don't need any more. Who would dwell on that?
Poor woman.
Oh man.
Indigo stops for a minute and ponders what it means to have 15 more fine bottoms and shutters.
It's just, you see the illusion of just 15 Brunos all on the ship, just like...
Terrifying prospect.
Giphy's gonna pull out the fine bottle of alcohol that she stole from Orlox before she left and just start drinking it. Not thinking about whatever hell happened to Bruno's family life.
Excellent.
Mama Fine Bottom.
So, it is
great.
Late afternoon on the 5th of Sigmarsite as you pull up towards the docks of Grissenwald. Grissenwald just on the confluence of the River Grissen and the River Reik, just on the outskirts of Nuln. It is a reasonable-sized town, though certainly much smaller than the likes of Kemperbad and Altdorf. It perhaps reminds you a little bit of Weisbruck. It seems to clearly have a fair chunk of river trade. There are many wharves and many wharf-side inns all crowding about the shores along either side of the Grissen and the Reik. So it's a bustling little town. As you pull in, as you pull up, the wharf master comes up to speak with Renat of docking fees, and you have arrived. You have arrived at Grissenwald.
Grissenwald. I should. How does my doctor smock look?
Filthy.
Gross.
Should I buff it out a little? Can I get some new clothes before I meet
Yes.
Elvira? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Please buy more clothes, Bruno.
Really?
Please.
What if I just take a
Yes.
dunk in the river? If I just jump in real quick?
No.
Okay.
Buy a new pair of clothes. Don't buy a tiny sailor outfit. That doesn't count.
I am a sailor now.
Yes, you are, but you should look like an adult.
Oh, should we? Can you imagine showing up for a date and the dude's wearing a costume sailor suit? Should we let Renat try to hire? Yeah. Should we let Renat try to hire some kind of crewman here? Because there's a lot of river traffic. No. Okay.
No.
No, we can't afford that. What are you talking about? We're going to pay him, or her, or that person. We're going to pay them.
We would have to
We
pay.
don't have money. We had to keep on paying for dock fees. She's not paying for the dock fees. We're paying for the dock fees.
That's a good point.
So how are we going to make money from port to port for this guy? We have one crate of paper. She wants us to hire another guy.
We're banking on that one crate. Maybe when we have 2 crates, we can hire a guy to carry the other crate. But yeah, okay, that's
There we go.
I think they just want to be paid in adventure, good times. All right, forget it. She's doing great.
So Renat comes up to you, Yeffy, after speaking with the wharf master, and says, "Oh, the port fees are quite reasonable here. Just a carl a day. Would you like me to do some trading? Maybe I can get us some extra goods to bring onto Nome. Sounds like there's a good trade in coal and lumber here."
Ooh, absolutely. Let's do that. Yeah. Yeah, let's do some trading. And need some extra money for that.
Yes, this would be useful.
There's money in the ship coffers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just drop my pencil.
I have 4 rounds in our ship's coffers.
You have how much?
64.
Oh. Dang.
Seems like a lot.
Well,
How did we get so much?
It will cost us a carl a day for the port fees, and I could speak with some of the merchants here, and maybe I think if we're going to Nome, we could carry some coal. It's not a huge markup, but there's money to be made.
Do you know of any good trades or exchanges that might be happening with the Barren Hills that we could take from none back up?
The Barren Hills. This is.
Or is it called the Barren Hills? Just
is barren. What is up there? There's.
So they did name it appropriately.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, never mind.
Maybe you could bring. I've not been there myself. It is as you see, like the wilds. There's nothing but hay seeds there. But maybe if you bring, I don't know, maybe some big city type goods. Maybe they would like to buy these.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that is too expensive for them because they are all poor. I don't know. I've not gone up the river Ster. I mean, if you keep going, you could get to Talabek land, and there's of course now you're dealing with trade with Talabek land. But then there is inter-province taxes. I do not know of how this works, but
stick with the coal.
Yes,
Because I know that we were talking about the coal being a good item.
I will buy some coal. I think I could get it for maybe under five carls a box.
Oh, good. Right. Cool. Great. Okay.
I will talk around and see what arrangements I can make, and I will come to you with the offer, and you tell me how much you wish to invest or not. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
That sounds great.
Excellent. You can see there's a spark in her eye, and she seems excited as she heads off to one of the many wharfside inns to start speaking with some of the local merchants of Grissenwald.
See, she's happy.
Maybe she's also having a good time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
What did the rest of you do?
We're gonna have to get her ratatouille at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Great. What is?
So I'm gonna pop by the apothecary if anybody wants anything. Some herbs.
Do we
Bandages.
need to go with you, Bruno?
That didn't seem appropriate.
Let me rephrase. I'm not asking if you want us to come with you. I'm asking if we need to go with you.
No, I don't think so. That isn't. If you want to, you can come. And wingman it. Wing individual.
Okay.
Wing people it.
All right.
You're okay. I don't know. What do you think, Yappy? Oh.
Should probably go. You know, get some more supplies for Bruno. And then we can figure out where the dwarves are
right
here. Yeah, more supplies.
Right, that's what I'm going to do, is purchase supplies. Right, that's a good point. Doctor's supplies.
Yeah.
Great.
First I'm going to buy some new clothes.
Right.
I'm gonna bring my sword, just for no reason, just because I always have it. But
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, why even mention it then, right?
Yeah. Weird.
Okay.
Why? Just want to let everybody know I got it. Not my trusty, trusty steel.
Yeah.
Great. Let's all go to the apothecary.
Okay. So you head into town and you start looking for the apothecary.
Actually, for a clothing store first.
Okay, for a clothing store. Very good. You, looking up and down the streets, you eventually spot a sign, post hanging outside of a shop that shows a needle and thread, which seems promising. So you head on over there. Yeah. You'd see.
Pretty excited, fellas. This is gonna be. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be. It's been a long time coming. I can't. Man. Find out why she didn't respond to my letter. Must have gotten lost in the mail. So much to talk about.
As you head into the shop, you can see it's a fairly small shop. There are a few coats and pants lying out on various tables. There's a young woman seated in a chair with a thimble on her thumb, stitching away at something, and she looks up as you walk into the shop. Hello, my friends. How can I help you?
One suit of adult clothing, please.
Okay. For yourself, for the gentleman. She was looking at Indigo.
Well, yeah, for me. I just don't want to accidentally get children's human clothes. I need adult clothes, but in small sizes.
Yes, of course. You are a halfling, of course. I will step over here, please. I will take your measurements, and we will. I will see if I have something on hand, or you prefer custom work.
Ooh, custom work. How long does that take?
Oh, a few days. Depends, I suppose, on how much trim and what level of quality you're looking for, but here, step up here, and she leads you to a little a crate, like a little crate that you stand on, and she starts using a little tape measure and measuring you.
We got to do the exact thing everybody else reading magazines looking up.
What kind of clothes are you looking for, Bruno?
It's a good question. I guess what Bruno would think of as fancy, which I imagine would be ostentatious.
Gotcha. So more costume than actual.
Yeah. Certainly with like some kind of large tie or cravat. I think is the real centerpiece.
Perhaps a nice ruff.
Ooh, a ruff! Ooh, absolutely a ruff! Wow. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
See, what you're saying is that you're going to dress like Orlok.
Yeah, just the perfect.
Oh no!
Dress for the job you want, you know.
Okay, so she has something that she on hand that she can sort of adjust to fit you. It will cost 5 carls. 5 carls. It looks a little. It has a little bit of a kind of a mothball smell to it. But she's making measurements and adjusting it, and it has this nice big ruff and
nice.
Pumpkin pants and a doublet with shiny buttons.
Perfect.
Yes,
great.
Good.
5 carls, no problem.
Oh, just a few
that.
adjustments. As we don't get much call for such things, but.
fancy and close here.
I've sewn a few dresses for the apothecary.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I'm
What
not,
side
What do you know
Husky.
about the
I'm not unaccustomed to dealing with halflings.
Wow.
What do you know about the apothecary, Miss? What can you tell us about her?
She is a lovely lady and very helpful. She once made a balm for my old aunt's aching joints, which helped her very much.
She blew up her joints?
No, a balm. I don't understand what you're speaking of. A balm.
Bruno.
Anyway. Yeah, that's how I know
Yeah.
you wouldn't blow somebody up as a cure for bad joints. She's got her crazy ways.
I have not seen her in some time, but she is she's a good person to know.
And where is the apothecary? Where's the shop?
Oh, she doesn't have a shop. She works from her home.
Oh, that's even better. Great. And where is that?
Oh, it's just on the north side of town. It's on Lucinda Drive. Do you know where that is? It's if you head up the hill and you take the third left, and she tells you. Gives you reasonably good directions. Okay, so you get dressed up in your nice suit, with your big ruff and your pumpkin pants.
I try to buy some flowers along the way.
But you pick some flowers up along the way, and you start heading up the road. And it's not
I feel
difficult.
so bad for Bruno's hopes and dreams here, though. Oh. Okay.
This is the entire time, right? We've got Bruno excited, like anxious, Indigo, I think, standing in between Bruno and Yeffy and just really nervously looking back and forth between them, like, oh no.
There it is. Okay. So you head up the road. You've got your nice suit on. You've got your bunch of flowers. Yeffy and Indigo are walking alongside you. You come up to eventually what you assume must be the house. It's a small house. It looks neat. It has a nice little garden out front. You can see. Yeah, just to the left of the front door, there's a nice garden. It looks to be a 2-story building. Though again with like sloped roofs and dormered windows on the second floor that suggest a smaller space up top. What do you do?
I hope all this is in the book. Whew.
Maybe we should be here, right? Maybe this is just a Bruno solo.
He needs to get bandages, and he needs to get balms, and he needs to get other medical supplies.
Oh, balm. Not balm.
It seems quite quiet though. You notice there's no sounds. Everything seems quite still.
Very quiet, right? Not fine bottomy like a big hill full of fine bottoms. But whatever.
That's fine.
You're
Give
in a
opposites
thing.
attract, I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, she's
Opposites.
quiet. I'm
fine.
gregarious. You know.
Great. Let's just knock on the door then. Do it.
Oh, yeah, great. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Whew. All right.
You want in? Are you ready with your orange pajamas? Go, do it.
Oh, is that what these are called? Pajamas? Okay, remember that. All right.
Can't look like a
Shine out my buttons. All right.
All right, Bruno, you walk up the 2 steps to the front door. You rap on the door. You wait a tense moment. Nothing happens. No one answers the door.
Knock loud.
You knock again, louder. Conk, 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 conk. Still no answer.
Maybe she's not home. Maybe she's away from town, making house calls. She seems pretty popular.
Maybe she's out to dinner with someone.
Well, like a client?
Like a client, like a friend, like a relative.
A relative.
Yeah, like a relative.
I'm sure. In a semi-panic, Bruno runs up to the next door neighbor's house and knocks on the door.
Give me an intelligence test, Bruno.
That's not good for this knock. I didn't have my dice out. I'm sorry. I had the food in front of me. It's not,
Oh my
Just
god!
building the tension. Building the tension.
11.
Okay. So as you head down the steps and start looking around for the neighbor's house, and it's a fairly rural area that you're in. So you came all the way to the northern side of town. The houses are reasonably spaced apart. In fact, they have a good chunk of land in between, which a lot of folks seem to have made into gardens. You notice that Elvira herself here, right next to her house, has this nice herb garden, and there are little window boxes at each window with various flowers or herbs planted. And as you come around the side of the house to look towards the next closest house and look over there, so you catch something that catches your eye on the side. There is a bunch of plants by the side, by one of the windows, are trampled down. And as you look over there, you can see broken glass, and clearly the window has been smashed.
On Elvira's house?
Yes.
Look!
Are you talking to the neighbor?
No, look at the window. There's been a break-in. But she could be in trouble. Oh man, I'm gonna run over and just jump in the broken window.
You run basically through the garden, tromping on already tromped on plants, and head over towards the window and leap in. Give me an agility test, Bruno.
Oh man. 18.
18. You nimbly dive through the broken window, avoiding the shards of glass, and land squarely into what appears to be a parlor. And the room is wrecked. Broken furniture throughout the room. Everything is disheveled. It looks like what was probably once a very nice little sitting space has just been clearly destroyed. And you can see there is a set of stairs lead up to the second floor. There is a door into another room here on the ground floor, but the room itself is just in a ruin. Indigo and Yeffy, what are you two doing as you see Bruno leap through a broken window into Elvira's house?
What?
The front door lock.
You reach towards the front door, and it does actually appear to be locked, yes.
Can I shimmy it open?
You could try. Give me a sleight of hand check, please.
So I have that skill, and I haven't used it in a long time. I add
D20 plus your agility modifier and your level for having the skill.
Woohoo! Hold on, sorry, I have to do math. I'm sorry, I rolled an 18, and I have a +4.
Great.
So I'm a moron. I can't do simple math right now.
Regardless, easily enough. You jimmy the lock, clicks open, the door swings, and you can see a little mud room with some small-sized shoes and boots and a hook fairly low on the wall with a cloak hanging on it, and then another door that leads into the parlor where Bruno is. Indigo, what are you doing?
I guess I'll follow in after Yeffy.
Okay, great. So Bruno, so did you have more, Indigo?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bruno, you're in the wrecked parlor. What are you doing?
Do I hear Yeffy open the door?
Sure.
Elvira?
Okay, yeah. So,
All right, I go
so,
in,
so the door, the door leading from the mudroom into the parlor swings open. You see Bruno, a momentary hopeful look in his eyes, and then a dashed disappointment as he looks at you, Yeffy.
Well, that's
What?
normal.
What happened? What? Elvira!
I don't know.
I don't know what happened. This place is wrecked. Shh. Someone still might be in here.
Go. Elvira!
I don't think so.
Gonna start looking around for
Yeah.
signs of a Sorry.
Okay, so Yeffy and Indigo are starting to pick through the remains of the parlor. You can both roll me intelligence tests, please.
Great.
Why?
Bruno, are you doing anything while they pick through the wreckage?
Just standing in shock, flowers grasped in hand.
How'd you guys do?
I rolled a 4. So Yeffy is, looking underneath the wonderful armchair and for Ira and looking in the chimney and like picking her teeth, seeing if there's any there's probably like a plate of crackers with some brie or something, and she's just like, "Oh, this is so good," and just eating.
I got an 11. Indigo, also looking around, I think is visibly relieved that nobody is here. Like, there's a horrible mystery. That's bad. They're trying to hide it, but he's definitely like, oh, at least it's something he knows how to deal with a missing person.
Excellent. All right, so what you find, Indigo. Here we go. What you find, first of all, is you do discover, so there's the broken glass from the window. As you look around at it, you notice that it is a few of the pieces seem to have some dried blood on them. Also, as you pick through those shards of glass, you also find a crumpled bit of paper lying on the ground, which you unravel, and it looks like this.
This is your final warning. Deliver the goods to the Red Barn by sunset tonight.
Oh,
Tonight?
Hey, that symbol there looks kind of like our map. Yeah, that's funny.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Tonight?
I mean, I can't do anything else, but I don't know. It doesn't have a date on it. Could have been yesterday. This could be like a final notice, and then it's just like a deal for some kind of line of credit, you know? I mean, I get those all the time.
But then she could be in trouble.
Oh,
I am copying this up to your handouts if you guys care.
Deliver the goods. What could the goods be?
It's just some kind of
Now.
Oh, right. I run upstairs.
Okay, you dash up the stairs. Excellent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bursting past Yeffy.
Okay, you dash up the stairs. It opens up into a room roughly the size of the parlor, although the ceilings are quite low and slanted. There are some dormered windows across the way from the staircase. There's another door into another room up here, but the room you're standing in appears to be a bedroom. You can see it is furnished with a mattress and pillow and washstand and a chest of drawers. It does also, however, look like it has been ransacked. Things are tossed about. The mattress has been flipped off of the bed frame. It looks like someone has been through this place thoroughly.
Oh man, this looks bad. What's in the other room? There's another door up there?
Yeah, you swing open the door, and you can see another smaller bedroom also with a bed and similar accoutrement. The mattress has been flung off the bed and slid open. Feathers are everywhere. There's another chest of drawers in this room, and the drawers are all open, and the contents all strewn about the room.
Jeez.
Oh man, this was not how I expected my hopes and dreams to be dashed.
Yeah, I know. She has some kind of mysterious guest bedroom. Like maybe it's for a child or a lover. Okay.
If it were a lover, they would sleep in the same bed, and if it were a child, that would be fine. I'd be a great dad.
Is that what lovers do? They sleep in the same bed together?
Yeah, right?
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, so where... okay, so if you were going to hide an object in your little halfling home, where would you put it? In the mattress?
I would... Well, they went through the mattress.
Yeah, they did.
Not in the food. Then you'd eat it.
Is there any other signs of blood, or her hair, or ripped clothes, or rope?
Give me an intelligence test as you search through the space, through the bedrooms.
I'm going to poke around up here, too.
Okay, go ahead. You can roll as well. 9.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. So searching through the bedrooms, you don't find anything unusual. No signs of blood or any of the other stuff you were looking for, Yeffy. You do come to the conclusion, though, that the second room is actually must be a child's room. It is the clothing that you pick up off the ground and whatnot appears to belong to, you would say, a young girl, smaller than a halfling.
I'll do some more looking downstairs.
Okay.
So
there was another
other room.
Yeah, there was another room on the downstairs that you have not gone through yet. Another door out of the parlor into a first floor room.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Excellent. What you walk into through the other door is a small kitchen. Again, the shelves and the cupboards, the doors have all been flung open. Pots and pans lie strewn about on the floor. Bits of rotting food can be found. An old, a rapidly turning green loaf of bread is lying on the ground. There's a large cupboard on one wall that would appear to be some kind of larder. What are you doing, Indigo?
I'll do another rummage through here. I'll look in the larder. I'll look to see, under cabinets.
Great.
Just see if I can find it interesting.
Give me another intelligence test, please. Yeah.
5.
Okay. So stumbling through the kitchen, Bruno and Yeffy, you can hear the clatter of pots and pans as Indigo makes his way through the kitchen, accidentally kicks a couple of things. Indigo, you're finding nothing. You open up the larder, and indeed you can see it's clearly already been opened once before. There are definitely some items still on the shelves, but they've been shoved to the sides, and other they're jars, sealed jars of preserves that lie, some on the shelves and some scattered on the floor. Clearly, you're not the first person to have looked in the larder. Bruno and Yeffy, what are you doing?
So, Paul, is this the clothes of the child? Is that like halfling proportions, or is that human proportions of the child?
It looks like you would guess it would be a halfling child or a very small human child, but certainly smaller than Elvira and smaller than Bruno.
In the main bedroom, everything's strewn about. Are there any men's clothes?
No.
Ugh, thank the halfling pie god.
Bruno, look at these little boots. There was a little girl.
Oh, it's a little Elvira Jr. We have to find them.
All right, well, we gotta figure out where the red barn is.
Red barn, right?
Red barn.
Okay, maybe this is asking a lot. Can I up here see anything that looks like it hasn't been rummaged or through or tossed around, or does it look like they really went like fine-tooth comb over everything?
Up here in the bedrooms, it looks well ransacked. You have not found anything.
Okay. I'll go back downstairs and look for the same thing.
Okay.
In the kitchen and the living room.
Okay. Which do you search first?
Living room. I guess that's the first one I come across, right? Yeah.
Give me your intelligence roll. Indigo, you hear Bruno come down the stairs and start poking through the.
16.
Okay. Digging through the parlor. Yeffy, where are you as Bruno goes downstairs to dig through the parlor?
Well, Yeffy's just kind of sad now. There's a small child who's in danger. That's terrible. So she's holding on to the bow in her hand, and she'll pocket it, and she'll go over to Elvira's room, and she'll rummage through some of the jewelry and pocket some of that, just in case.
Yeah. It's nothing fancy. The quality is quite common, but you take a few things. Indigo, you're still in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other exits, like any other doors that go outside?
From here in the kitchen, there is a back door here in the kitchen that seems to lead out to the back garden.
Okay. I'll look out there to see if I see anything.
You push open the door and look out into the back garden, but you just see the land, apparently a flower garden that's been planted back here as you look out to it. Bruno, as you've been picking through the parlor, you find scattered about in one corner a whole bunch of papers, which you start to pick up and look at and realize you recognize them because it appears to be your treatise.
Okay, well, she got it. Plus, this being the only extant copy, I'm going to shove that into my fancy clothes here on the off chance I am an outlaw.
As you gather up the pages, you find, in addition to a full copy of your treatise, a letter that you wrote some time ago.
Great, shove that right in my pants pocket, too. Keep that, not say anything about it.
Very good.
Right, got all that. Oh, man. Oh, this is bad.
She's been gone for some time.
How do you know?
There's food laying out, rotting. Like, she left quick. Like, I think she got this note and ran. And then people came in afterward and tried to ransack, looking for whatever the goods are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, there's a red barn.
We could try to find whatever that is.
You can find what that is. And, Bruno, does she know that you're obsessed with her on an unhealthy level?
She wouldn't know that because it's not a fact.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
no. I wrote her one very professional letter, which she received.
Okay. Because I would say, like, if she thought that you were, like, obsessed with her on some level, she might use something you sent to her as a way to leave you a message, because she would know that you try to come find her. Like a obsessive person.
Whoa. I mean, again, I sent a very reasonable letter, but since I found it, I'm going to go stand in the corner over here with my back to the rest of you and peruse through it to see if that's the case.
I can't read, Bruno. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I can't read either.
Oh.
So you can just
I'm still
show us
gonna
your
do it.
shame.
I'm still gonna do it.
All right, Bruno. So you head into the corner and you pull out the letter and you start reading it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great.
This was good, man. Oh yeah.
And for the sake of our viewing audience, I shall read it to you.
Thank you.
Dear Elvira, it is I, Bruno Finebottom, Doctor. I hope this letter finds you well and safely in Grissenwald. I have been out here exploring the world and growing my already expansive knowledge of the physiognomy of man. My most recent discoveries have been in the underexplored realm of horrible mutation. Ergo, since you are clearly one of the most accomplished and beautiful medical experts in the land, I have included a first draft of my groundbreaking text on human anatomy and its most horrible and disturbing mutations, transformations, etc., a treatise by Dr. Bruno Finebottom. Please peruse and appreciate it at your convenience, and feel free to send any early constructive compliments to Kemperbad, care of Count Orlok. Unless the mail carriers are too afraid to deliver to his estate. He's actually an ancient and evil vampire, but that's another story. Although I should be in Grissenwald personally soon enough, and we can discuss my incredible findings over a typical candlelit dinner between colleagues. Yours forever, in medicine, Bruno Finebottom, a doctor.
A pretty professional letter.
Wow.
I take it I don't find any clues amongst the letter or the treaties.
No. But it is here.
When did you send this letter to her, Bruno?
I think from before we left Altdorf.
Oh.
Or
So
maybe
some
as
week
soon as we
ago.
got into Kemperbad. Yeah. It was a while ago.
It was definitely some weeks ago.
Well, I guess.
Well, I'm just going to keep this safely in my pants here.
Bruno's pumpkin pants are stuffed now with bits of paper. Some are poking out at odd angles.
Well, the only we have first is that Red Barn.
Red Barn.
Yep.
All right. I really didn't expect... Oh, I'm going to search the kitchen real quick, since Indigo said it looked like the food was rotten.
Give me an intelligence test.
Oh, yeah, 20.
Okay. You notice as you're searching around the the kitchen, as you look in the large larder, you notice that the bottommost shelf is fairly high up, probably about 2 feet off of the floor level. And on the floor level, there's clearly a big ring where possibly a large ceramic jug that maybe that one laying on the floor over there used to be, but has been shifted aside. And you can see there's clearly a false panel back there, maybe 2 foot square, that could be removed, and a small person such as yourself might be able to fit through.
Wow. Elvira is much cooler than Bruno. Okay, I pop that open.
Okay.
If I can figure out the...
Yeah, it's just a fake panel. You feel like you get your fingers in there and kind of pull, and the wood pulls away, and you can see there's it's about a 2 foot square piece of wood that's just shoved in there that goes flush with the back of the cupboard, but but you noticed it. You pull it out. You can see on the back side of the piece of wood there's a handle, clearly so one could pull it back in place from the other side. And you can see a small opening that appears to lead to some stairs leading down, and you smell a dank kind of earthy smell, as you would expect from anyone's from like a root cellar or similar.
Indigo, Yeffy,
What?
there's a secret passage.
What?
Oh my word! You're small people. Do you think
Yeah.
we're gonna fit down there?
I don't know. Indigo, are you going to fit?
I don't. I could try. And Inigo just
Or
starts
why
trying to
don't-
cram with a tiny hole. What?
Let Bruno and I go first because we'll fit, and then we can try. Okay.
just go immediately, like face first, going down the stairs. Okay. Is it dark?
It is dark.
All right. Spooky. All right, I'll light my lantern
Okay.
and start going down.
Yeah, let's squeeze on in. Go on. Maybe they're okay. Maybe they're downstairs.
So Bruno heads down the stairs. Sounds like Yeffy is following.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Indigo, what about you?
I'm gonna try to squeeze in.
Okay, great. Give me an agility test, Indigo.
Yeah, you got it.
Everyone else has no problem. How'd you do?
14.
14. Okay. With some difficulty, Indigo is able to squeeze his shoulders through, kind of squat down, and you can hear the shunk, shunk, shunk of his chain armor as he kind of makes his way through the small hole. The rest of you, Bruno, as you head down, holding up your lantern, you can see the stairs lead down. Not super deep. They maybe what most folk would consider only like half a story, because it goes down into a small root cellar, which is comfortable for you to stand in, but certainly wouldn't be comfortable for any human.
Okay.
As you come down into this space, you can see it's just a small square cellar, about the footprint of the building above, maybe a little bit smaller than that. You can see that there are stacks of boxes, and there's some shelves along the wall with in fact, root vegetables placed about. Give me an intelligence test, Bruno.
I'm doing pretty good so far. 12.
Okay. You can see back in the corner where there's a couple of larger barrels, you see a faint shift of movement. You suspect someone is hiding behind those barrels.
Yeffy, someone's behind the barrels. What? There's someone back there.
What? Really?
You
sure
What's
going on?
All right, I pull out one of my daggers and I take one step. But it could be dangerous.
It could be the little girl, you idiot. Hello?
Little girl.
We're looking for Elvira, a wonderful halfling woman.
Roll me a fellowship test, Yeffy.
That's a 16.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're suave. Little girl, we have little bows for you.
You see a small face peek out over the top of one of the barrels. You can see some yellow braids hanging down either side, framing a small, what appears to be young human face of a little girl peering out from behind the barrels, and she just pokes up just so her eyes are peering over the barrel. Hello?
Hello? Are you okay?
Yes. Are you okay?
Well, we're concerned because we came here to visit a friend named Elvira. She's a halfling with long blonde hair, and it seems that someone has ruined her house, and we're very worried about her. And do you know where she is? And we saw that she had a little girl here, and we want to make sure that. Is that you, or are you okay?
Yes, where's Miss Elvira? Where is she?
We were going to ask you that, actually.
We don't know. Did she make you come down here?
Yes, I had to, because I was playing with the pretty powders, and she said that was naughty, and I had to come down here, and then there was all those noises, and the men came, and they took Miss Elvira away. Where is she?
What?
We're gonna try to find out. We're gonna try to find her. Give me a little more information, okay, honey? Are you hungry? Do you have food down here?
Yes. A giant face appears around the door.
I'm gonna climb out of the cellar.
She's kind of half coming out from around the barrel. She's kind of still got a hand on the barrel, and she says, "There's lots of pickles, but I'm tired of pickles."
Oh yeah, you don't want to eat all
Me
the
too.
pickles.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
You buy one jar for a severed hand, and you got pickles for days.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Why don't you come out and we'll get you some food, okay? And we'll try to figure out where Elvira is, and we'll make sure that you're okay. He's a doctor, so he can make sure you're okay.
She looks askance at Bruno.
Poofy pants with papers sticking out of them.
Working on it.
She
This is my surgery dagger.
She carefully, slowly comes over to you, Yeffy, and she holds your hand.
Oh,
And then she looks at Bruno, and then she kind of like moves so that you're between her and Bruno.
oh, Yeffy, you're so good with kids.
What? I mean, no. No.
Look at that.
It's very small. Anyway, so what's your name, little girl?
I'm Liza. I'm Liza. What's your name?
Deborah.
Hi.
Yeffy. My name's Yeffy. Small children.
Shall we go?
I'm Yeffy. This is Bruno. The very tall human who can't fit down here is gonna go.
She kind of cracks a little bit of a smile looking up at him. He won't fit down here.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crawl out.
Yeah. I'm gonna look around the cellar before we go back out.
Okay. Give me an intelligence test.
12.
Okay. You don't find anything unusual, but it is unlike the upstairs. It is not tossed. There's definitely, but there's stores down here, typical stores you would expect for anyone's cellar, as well as actually there are also some other sealed jars and other containers of more medical type of supplies, ointments and rolls of bandages and stuff that are more in the realm of Elvira's trade than a normal person would have in their cellar.
But nothing looks out of place relative to like medical stuff and regular cellar wares.
Indeed. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely some odd things in here, even things that you are not sure exactly what they are, but they look like the kinds of things you would find at an apothecary.
Okay. Weird. I think this is where the goods would be.
Yeffy, you're able to lead Liza back upstairs to the kitchen. And she says, "Miss Elvira's gonna be mad. They made a big mess."
Yeah. How long have you been down there?
Oh, just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes.
What?
I heard someone jump through the window, so I went down there.
Oh.
Where were you before? Just in.
My room's upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, when did Ms. Elvira go missing? When was the last time you saw her?
It's been a long time. And we're running out of things to eat upstairs. She kind of looks around the wrecked kitchen.
Yeah.
And she told you to go down there because you were messing with some powders? Did she ever tell you when to come back up?
Well, no, but it's usually not that long. But when I was down there, that's when I heard the men come, and so I stayed hidden down there. And then there was all this noise, and then the men took Miss Elvira away. And I watched them through the crack, and I saw them take her away. So I waited down there for a while. But then when I knew they weren't coming back, I came back up, and I thought maybe they would come home. So
How many were there? The human?
yes.
Did they look strange?
Did they look what?
So, no, I just, never mind. You would have known if they looked weird. They look normal, though?
There were four
Parts. Not too many
men.
parts.
4 men. They didn't look very nice.
Is it anyone you've seen around Grissenwald before?
I really only go to the shops with Miss Elvira when she lets me on special days.
Right. And did they take anything with them other than Elvira?
I don't know that.
Oh. Freaking kids. Jeez.
How long have you been staying with her?
Oh, I've been with her for forever. I do chores and I clean, and sometimes she lets me mix the powders. She has these powders that are really pretty colors, and sometimes I get to mix them if I'm good.
Where are those pretty colored powders?
She kind of looks around the kitchen that you're standing in. There's some. There's some. They made a big mess. Miss Elvira's gonna be mad.
Yeah. So when just side note, just real quick, kind of not exactly related, but so she makes you do chores. You've been here forever, and when she gets mad, she puts you in the basement.
When I've been bad.
Puts you in the basement.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, punishment. You gotta punish kids. She was bad.
The dark basement? That's like a dwarven punishment. I thought your people were nicer than that.
You're not gonna learn if the punishment isn't.
When the men were in the house, Liza, did you hear them say anything about where they maybe were taking Miss Elvira, or where they were coming from?
No.
It's a red barn, man. I'm telling you, red barn.
Yeah.
Do you know a red barn?
Aren't all barns red?
Well, that's a good point.
That's a good point. I think they are.
Summer brown.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someone in town knows.
Yeah. Let's go.
Can we go to the Happy Man?
What's the Happy Man?
That's the nice tavern where we go on special days, and we have the good soup, and then sometimes there's cake.
Oh,
Sure.
I go for some cake.
Let's go there.
I'm gonna put the
Donwick
secret...
at the Happy Man is nice, and he knows lots of things. Maybe he would know stuff.
Oh, great. Donwick.
Donwick.
Don, like the Don. Okay. So I'm gonna put the secret
clothes.
door panel back.
Okay.
Does her clothes look normal and clean and not like?
They're a little
She had-
scruffy. It looks like she's, maybe been in the cellar a bunch, but a little dirty.
Let's go change the clothes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
you lead her upstairs and pick through the clothing and get her a change of clothes. Let's wrap it up there for the night. You guys can think about what the next move is.
This is not what I expected. Man, I thought Bruno was just going to get briefly turned down and we would get back to the main adventure, but somehow...
Is this a good time to make my personal ambition deliver Bruno's letter to Elvira?
Oh my god.
Yeah, she might be dead, but that's okay.
Oh, do you want to reset what was your personal ambition prior?
It was to get out of Orlok's house and not have sex with him. That was
well done. Well done. Yeah. A personal ambition of delivering the letter you're carrying seems reasonable. Does everybody else have a personal ambition currently?
I do. I need to change mine.
Yeah, can I swap mine out to find Elvira?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You can change them at any time.
Okay.
And you can always come back to other ones that have been unfinished.
boom.
So Indigo, what's yours right now?
Mine is still to steal some fancy clothes from Orlok, which I feel like is not attainable right now.
Yeah, that feels a little.
So I think I'm gonna change it to something like learning where this little girl came from, why Elvira has a small human child that she puts in a cellar sometimes. Something like that. I'll think about it.
Okay, great.
That's my soft goal right now.
And actually, what do you have as your party ambition? Is it still find the third key?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, great. Excellent. Well, yes, interesting new unexpected developments here in Grissenwald.
Seriously.
Very
Yeah, very interesting. I really was totally unsure of what direction you guys might even travel from Kemperbad, where you might go or what you might try to seek out. So exciting to get to Grissenwald. And interesting to see where this leads us.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed our misadventures, and please tune in next week for more 10 Dead Rats. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.